Hi, welcome. On this video, I want to take just a couple minutes to talk about the issue of control and motives as it relates to using the crate. Now, with the crate, this is one of the kind of glimpses into how dogs respond at the relational level that will help dog owners understand that there's more going on than just appearances. In fact, this will help you figure out appearances as it relates to how a dog's decision-making process is governed at the social relational level. Now, one of the things that oftentimes people will say to me about the crate is that, well, Dale, my dog is fine going into the crate on its own. And again, I'll ask a couple questions about that. Well, what's the context? Is the door open or closed, or do you close it after? And always the response is, well, no, the door's open, the dog will go in, settle down, just absolutely fine in the crate. But again, context, connecting all the dots as it relates to behavior and starting to define the context of the roles themselves relationally. And this is where, again, exposing, dog's mind, state of mind, as it relates to connecting that relational dot to the crate. What I'll tell people is, well, okay, well, you can put what I say to the test within that context, because again, looking at the issue of power, control, motives, as soon as you flip the script upside down by beginning to engage the dog within the scripting process, and within that context, leading the dog in the crate and actually closing the crate door. So again, you're taking the dog's ability to control, it's how it moves in and out of the crate, and then the dog will connect it to the person. You'll watch the dog go absolutely crazy. The dog is going to freak out, isn't going to like the door being closed, and is going to start to connect the dot that they're losing control. Again, it's about motives. But again, you have to look at about what's reasonable. Is it reasonable or unreasonable to expect a dog to be in the crate, especially if the crate is the right size? It's absolutely reasonable, but you're going to have a very unreasonable reaction if the dog's holding a certain level of power, because it's about control and motives. The dog wants to be in control. They're losing control of their ability to control their movement. And so, the crate itself represents controlling the dog's access and movement. So the motives get exposed. The dog will absolutely challenge that. Will start to bite at the crate, try to get out of the crate, stress in the crate. So it totally shows the issue of control and motives, because again, when the dog is in a follower state and it's about right relationship, the dog will be in the crate. The dog will accept a level of control, losing a level of control, because it's about what's reasonable. The dog will reasonably accept the crate and be in there as a follower, will lay down, go to sleep, enjoy being in the crate with the dog owner being in control of that structure, of that environment that way. So anyway, just something to think about, just to ponder when you see how a dog responds. If you flip the script again and begin to take the control in relation to how the dog is in that crate, you'll see a totally different response if the dog is holding a level of power in the relationship. And again, that's something to sit back and really think about, because you'll see, well, the dog was totally fine going in under its own power, but as soon as I took control, as soon as the dog connected that dot to losing control relationally, you'll see a totally different reaction from the dog. And then that's something to really look at and say, well, that's something that's very interesting, how a dog responds that way to the crate. But again, it's very helpful to get a dog to be in the crate as a follower. In fact, the crate is an important tool in the relational changing process. Again, it's used not to punish the dog, not to isolate the dog. That's not how the crate's used that way at all, even though that's how the typical thinking about the crate, especially when people are not in right relationship and their emotions are really dictating a lot. It's really to look at that as within the framework of what's reasonable. It's about relational, how dogs respond to their environment, but dogs connect all the dots that way. So it's meant to assist in the role changing process. It definitely is helpful to get a dog to use the crate properly, to build a structure around that, so the dog is not gaining just control and access to certain area, certain people, especially when everything's upside down. Just really important to understand, once a dog has a foothold or a paw hold, so to speak, in power in the relationship, you have to start to put a structure in place to assist in the relational changing process. So if you have any questions, I have lots of great information for free on my website, lots of videos for you to watch to help you get a sense of what's going on. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me anytime. I'd be more than happy to answer them. Thanks very much.